All right, let's do this. It's been a little bit since I filmed the video. Shall we sing a Caillou Kayak Park? So, the topic of this video is, was my 2022 NCAA Championships publishing. What next? This is ongoing projects. So this is the topically the last video for my NCAA projects being filmed in order. This was not actually ever going to be filmed last, even though it is the last part. So like eventually it'll take me a little bit to get these videos out, and yeah, this probably is going to need to pop up somewhere before the end of the videos, just to be like, well, this is what I'm actually doing. So when I say writing and publishing, it's still on Wikipedia. So writing and publishing on Wikipedia, at least for these things, I do write and publish on, like, YouTube videos. The video descriptions actually require writing, and the videos require the titles. And then I also write and publish on Yelp. So it's not the only platform, but it is kind of the main one for these, though I have written and published about swimming on Yelp before. So this is gonna be like spring, summer, winter, fall. I realized one of these is 2022, so the remainder of 2022, I'm just gonna read off. So there's pages I created on Wikipedia. So that'd be like Audrey Lamoth, who's a Canadian artistic swimmer, Aidan Heslop, who's a British diver and high diver, and those are different sports. And then like Lonnie Pallister, who's an Australian pool swimmer, but also life-saving athlete. So I have a bunch of swimmer pages, I have non-swimmer pages, I have a desire to keep up with these pages. Yeah. So that's one. Next one is events. So I'll read off a few that I'm working on. So the 2022 Marathon Swim World Series is a page I created. So these are actually pages I created, but they're also pages I'm keeping up with. Like events I'm keeping up with just for my own learning. There was the 2022 Artistic Swimming World Series. So that one ended yesterday. That was fascinating. I think I might have a new favorite sport. Artistic swimming is like, those people, to get 20th place in a competition, it takes 8 hours of training a day, versus like pool swimming, so that's like competitive swimming, like laps. Like the people who win a bunch of medals even max their training out at like 5 hours a day in the gym or in the pool and stuff. And then like, artistic swimming to get 20th place requires 8 hours of physical exertion a day. And I'm like, that's a real sport. Pool swimming is not a real sport in comparison. So I was like, yeah, the hierarchy, pool swimming just got kind of bumped to the bottom, at least in comparison to other aquatic sports. So that was artistic swimming. I'm like, let's see marathon swimming, which is like open water swimming for long distances. Which is, I mean, come on, a pool's like controlled to reduce waves, even just like, but it's not even a wave, it's like a splash from when people swim. Like open water swimming is like, there's sharks in the water, there's like, it's not temperature controlled, there's waves, yeah, so it kind of automatically wins too. And the distances are longer, so yeah. And then, so I digress, kind of. Then the 2020 World Junior Swimming Championships, which are going to be in Lima, Peru. The 2022 World Swimming Championships, 25 meters, so that's a short pool, 25 meters long. That one's going to be held in Melbourne, Australia. And then the 2022 South African National Swimming Championships, which finished in April, but I'm actually there. I lived in South Africa. I lived in the city where this competition was held. I've been to the pool where the competition was held. Sometimes it takes stuff. Sometimes stuff doesn't ever make it online. Sometimes things are online. Yeah, but a very small fraction of the universe is portrayed online in digital format, but I'd say the most accurate news I've ever encountered tends to be in print, so like publishers or newspapers or whatever that don't actually appear online, kind of thing, because they actually have to be well, they have to follow the law. There's a little, kind of more they're yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Biography pages that I did not create, not created by me. So I have a number of those. I have Evgeny Rylov. I have Chalmers, who, why do I write about him? I write about him because when I was a child, these are three of many reasons. One, when I was a child, I was physically assaulted, like, I'm talking like around single digits. I think I was like 9. I was physically assaulted, and it was kind of on the gray line between physical and sexual assault by a guy named Kyle. And Kyle, same spelling of the first name, and his last name started with a P. So Kyle P assaulted me by biting me and putting his tongue on me without my consent. And so there's, enduring trauma from that. And then Chalmers, the man who raped me has a build similar to Chalmers. And the guy who raped me did not look like Chalmers or me, though, because to put it in a way that I won't be called racist, the skin of the rapist did not match my skin, kind of thing. So he didn't look like Chalmers, but there's the ongoing, like, when I see someone that looks like the person who sexually assaulted me, there's trauma that comes with that. There's like a help, like run, like it's a natural primal response. So this is the second reason. It's addressing trauma from being physically assaulted, raped multiple times by the same guy. It's the first reason was addressing childhood trauma, and then the third reason is the American press and like online publishers love online publishers. All online publishers are people who publish online and in print or just online. I classify those all as online publishers. They have a field day with committing the criminal offense of publishing libel about Chalmers. So a libel is something that a published statement or written statement that is false. And so there are a number of publishers who've done stuff like, they'll say he won a silver medal at the 2016 Summer Olympic Games in the 100-meter freestyle when he won the gold medal. And they'll propagate libel like that. It's as a written falsehood. I put these sources on Wikipedia, and one day, maybe he'll sue them. Maybe it'll be a libel suit, because it's a textbook example of a libel suit that he can win. And where does this come from? A lot of people are like, who isn't interested in the law? That's not the case for me. My aunt actually testifies in court as an expert witness, so it's not some kind of inappropriate, I just want to read up on legal. No, it's actually relevant for me. My aunt testifies in court as an expert witness, and so we get to hear, she can't talk necessarily about the cases, so we get to hear all about how the legal system works, kind of observations about cases that get through, kind of the premise for the cases and that kind of stuff. And Chalmers can win, kind of thing. And then up next, Nicolò Martinenghi. So those were my 3 reasons. Actually, sorry, going back to Chalmers, the third reason is legally interesting, because I have family who works in the legal system, and so it's just kind of he could actually win on this kind of thing. Okay, moving on. Next person, Nicolò Martinenghi. Next person, Ellen Walshe. Next person, Drew Kibler. Next person, Andrei Minakov. Next person, same person. Brooks Curry. Next person, Youssef Ramadan. Next person, Matthew Sates. Next person, Chad Nicolo. Next person, Duncan Scott. Next person, Nicolo. Sorry, keep going back to Nicolo. Next person, Chase Kalisz. Or Kalisz, however you want to pronounce it. Next person, Natalie Hinds. And then, so those are the pages I have not created. And then the new pages to create. So this is an ongoing one. I'm really tired of pool swimmers. I'm tired of the sport. I posted a video of my retiring from the sport of swimming. So retirement in this sense is not the fickle definition of retirement where somebody, says they retire and then go compete 2 years later. No, mine is the hardcore, I retire eternally from the sport of pool swimming. So it's not the fickle definition used by some athletes. And it's just a really toxic culture. And I think like the Kyle Chalmers thing is an example of just how toxic a culture surrounds swimming. And so, yeah, time to move on. But so I've already done this. So new pages to create. So I have a diver page, but the most recent page I created on Wikipedia is actually a Canadian artistic swimmer page for Audrey Lamoth. And so I want to continue making biography pages. And then I would like to, artistic swimming is kind of it's not as, like how to write about them isn't as streamlined as pool swimmers. So that's part of it. There's a bigger threshold. The sport is more difficult. And writing about it, the sport is more difficult to get it right because there's so many components. Like it's choreographed, there's music, there's themes, there's costumes. Like none of that is there. Like pool swimmers either don't have that or they're not even judged on that. And then these people also have to swim and do like upside down stuff, legs out of the water, like without touching the bottom. It's just like it's an amazing sport. So like how can I contribute to the community? So I have a number of artistic swimmers on my radar that I would like to make pages to if someone doesn't beat me to it, and if I can make the page, but I'm hoping they're notable enough that the page stays. There's sporting competitions. So branching away from pool swimming, I am still doing pool swimming because there's some that are interesting to write about. It's not like I'm competing or ever going to return to competing. It's purely spectator. It's not. I can write about it. And then list pages. This is something I have yet to do. I would actually put this in like super long term. Super long term. These are all. Yeah, super long term. So this is like to infinity. Sporting competitions, list pages. I have yet to make a list page. Or we could like put time pressure on this. Maybe this is a better thing. Time pressure. Yeah, we'll keep it at 2022. List pages. I have yet to make one. I would also throw in there then category pages. I have not made a category page, and that's like a part of Wikipedia I just don't understand on the page creator standpoint. But those are kind of the new pages, is trying to do less of the pool swimmers' biographies and more other sports. Diversification.